A very, very good evening to you all viewers. Wow, what a privilege, an honor for us all to be here today. Want to say thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much to my multimedia. You can, I'm just going to give us a few minutes just to share the stream. You are welcome to join us. Just a few minutes for us viewers to share this inspirational and encouraging chat that we have on here tonight. Wow. I'm so excited because I know that somebody is going to be blessed here tonight. Somebody is going to be moved. Somebody is going to be pushed to take action. That's the whole purpose of us coming here and sharing and talking about our stories so that we can encourage others, right? So just to let you know that we are also on YouTube. So if you would like to join us on YouTube, if YouTube is your preferred method, kindly please do so and join us on YouTube. Wow, I welcome you once again. I welcome you to this platform where especially women, single parents, women in general, our young people are encouraged. Thank you so much, multimedia. We can pause the music now. Thank you. So this platform is to encourage women, especially single women, single mothers, for as many of you, who have been stigmatized by society, by family members, by situations around us all. You know that life is not finished yet as long as you and I were alive. Maybe you've had your children and you're going through all the challenges. You feel there is nothing else to life. You feel that there's nothing else you can do. Now, this platform is to encourage us, the fantastic work that single fathers are doing, single mothers are doing, the work that our young people are doing, celebrating your businesses, anything good. That's what this platform is about. So I really want to welcome you all once again. Wow. I hope you have shared, and I hope this is going to be a blessing and an encouragement. This particular chat tonight, I have brought a lady all the way from Kenya. I was thinking, I'm like, okay, what do I do next? I know I've touched on quite a lot of other sides when it comes to us as parents, women in general, especially in the area of single parenting. So I was just thinking, I said, wow, okay, we need to deal with the issue of women who feel that, okay, I have 3-4 children, or I have 2 children. What the barriers that, okay, number one, nobody's going to marry you, or you're not going to be able to study, you're not going to be able to do anything with your life anymore. Well, this program tonight is to let you know, is to encourage you that you can, because if somebody else can, it means you and I, we can. So my name is Pastor Floris Grace Lyman, aka Grace Lyman. I carry that name Grace. I've added that name Grace to my name because I have made it by the special grace of God, not by might, not by power, but by the special grace of God. So I use my life, I use my testimonies to encourage as many other women, women who are struggling, women who are finding things challenging to move on, despite your situation. Maybe you've been divorced, maybe you've been widowed, and you're just struggling to move on. You feel battered by society, you feel battered by your communities, you feel battered by, things around you, situations around you. Well, these are one of the shows that I do. I do many other things, but these are just one of the things that I do to encourage you to take action, to inspire you that you can pick your mess back up. God is able to restore you and to do something new in your life. So I'm not going to take our time much tonight because, like I said, this is exciting. I have an amazing guest. So my guest is all the way from Kenya, even though she was my sister here in London, United Kingdom. It's amazing how people connect, and we connected through our church. I will never forget. We connected through our church, and we connected also as parents, because then we are both single parents. I was coming from the single aspect of being widowed, and she obviously was coming from the single aspect, from the domestic side of relationships. So everybody has their experiences in life. She is a fantastic lady. Thank you so much, Multimedia. If you can put that slide for me so I can introduce my guest. Well, I think she is she deserves that introduction. Yes, so my guest is no other person. She goes by the name Sarah Richson Lualaba. Yeah, or Sarah Richson. She is a double global award winner. She is a strategist. She is a speaker. She is a master trainer and executive coach. Oh, wow. She is passionate about transforming lives. Now, she represents the epitome of strength and resilience, having risen from a helpless, now listen to this, from having risen from a hopeless teenage mom facing multiple barriers to excelling as a global director at a young age. Sarah has become an inspiration to many. Today, as we speak, I managed to get her. She just landed from the plane. So as we speak today, she trains globally using an authentic natural storytelling style to captivate her audiences while transforming hearts and minds. She's so multifaceted. She's dynamic. You can see all of the things, that the activities, the events that she includes herself in, right on there. Can you just scroll up a little bit for me, please, Multimedia? So she is a distinguished thought leader and an influencer, yes, with vast mastery of the 21st century workplace trends and analytics, which has seen her travel the world as a renowned global speaker. She is a certified executive coach and governance expert whose exceptional standards and consistent results makes her a much sought after professional in her field. Wow, I told you she was loaded, right? She is currently a doctoral candidate, so she's doing her doctorate. She is a doctoral candidate who also holds a degree in international business and management, as well as an MBA from the UK, making her a distinguished strategist and an international consultant. Her impressive footprint and knowledge is grounded on practical wisdom, having undertaken diverse assignments, including building the capacity for thousands of professionals, as well as working on a complex projects across the globe. At the peak of her career, she holds a senior strategic role, which include being a global director overseeing 20 plus more geographical locations across the UK, USA, Asia, and Africa. Wow. I told you she's loaded just a few months ago. Sarah is a value-driven leader who has supported charities to raise school fees, and she mentors single parents back into school or work. Yes, her life is underpinned by 4 personal values, which are a constant theme in her life and work relations: speed, creativity, clarity, and caring. Sarah is intrigued with fashion, definitely. edu travel, and chocolate. She loves the chocolate because she used to bake. She is happily married and says her proudest achievement is being a mother. Wow, the stage is not enough for me to describe this fantastic woman. As you can see, we will be going through her slides as we go on. Like I said, I connected years ago, about 8 years ago, with this wonderful woman. When we were all parents, we supported one another. We went through our challenges together as young parents. But one thing I loved about her was her drive. She never gave up despite the challenges. So I'm going to introduce my guest, Sarah Richson. Wow. Good evening to you. Say hi to our viewers. I feel so privileged to have you on. I really don't take you for granted.
Hi, everyone. Hi, everyone. My husband was asking me, are they still introducing you?
You deserve it. Why not? That's why this platform is here.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm blessed to be here tonight. Thank you so much, Gloris.
Wow. I don't even know where to start, but we are going to start.
Yes.
Obviously, as you can all see, our title for today is Climbing Hills on Hills. It means Miss Richson has been climbing while facing uphill challenges with grace. So we can all see how far she has climbed the hill, and she is still climbing. But I think it would be nice for us to know where she started from. I don't think tonight is enough, but we'll get somewhere. How did it all start? Because you did mention in one of your descriptions there that you were a young single mother struggling with your children. First of all, if you don't mind, how did it happen? How did you become single?
First of all, let me just share that I was always a very, very bright student growing up. I came from a very big family. We were 13 children, obviously, in a polygamous family. I was the child of the last mother to come into the home. And I think at the age of 8, my mother left home for whatever reasons, left my father and left us with our dad. My story is actually on YouTube, and maybe I'll put in the chat exactly where you can get the rest of that story, how it came until my mom had to leave us, and I had to almost become a mom overnight to my brothers. So we were 13 children. I was the eighth born. And from my mother's side, I was the only girl, and I was the firstborn from her. And so I had to take on the mantle to look after my brothers. So I think for me, being a mom started at a very, very early age. At a very young age, I had to take on that responsibility. Now, I worked very hard in school because things were not so easy in the home. And so I had to work very, very hard. I had a goal to leave home at 18, to get into university.
Wow.
And leave home. That was my goal, like Sarah, all this will change, the way you're told happily ever after. And so my happily ever after in my little brain then was at 18, I just want to leave. Now, when I finished my fourth form, so in Kenya we go until the fourth form. So when I finished my fourth form, I actually got good grades, and I was very excited, and I was running, to go and get the grades to bring to my dad and everything. And it's funny that on the same day when I was going to pick the grades, I came back home with a different result.
Wow.
I was pregnant. And now, the way you start feeling sick and you're vomiting and you're wondering why you can't, move so fast and everything. And when I found out I'm pregnant, I told you I come from a family of 13. There were 9 boys and 4 girls from different mothers. And so I'd seen my 2 eldest stepsisters really go through a struggle with my dad for falling pregnant. And so I was like, hey, I'm not going to even wait to see any trouble. Let me just run away from home. I went practically a few bags. I told the father to the child then that, look, I am pregnant and off I am. And so I disappeared away from home for 9 good days. The difference is my stepsisters had their mothers to go to. For me, remember, I wasn't brought up by my mom.
Hmm.
So I was just running away. I don't know where I'm going and whatever. And I struggled for like 9 days. But my father, knowing out of all the children, I didn't have a mother in the home. He was my mother, and my father looked for me. In fact, he was worried. He went to the hospitals, he went to the police, he went everywhere until somebody told me your dad is looking for you. And I said, you know what? Let me go back to the lion that I know. If it eats me, fine. If it does what, fine. But I know I've disappointed him thoroughly. There's no way I'm going to university and everything. So I have to make some choices. Now, Floris, we were 3 girls at that time that were pregnant in our estate. 2 of them went to university. So you can imagine what they did. Because those days there was no choice. You cannot go to university and also have the child. You have to make a choice. So you either have an abortion and go to university, or you have the child and you sit in the kitchen table and breastfeed.
Hmm.
It's at that point I realized how much I love life. And I thank God today because I work in the space of humanity. So the choices I made at that very young age, I remember going to my father's room and I just fell on my knees. I just entered his room, opened the door, and I fell on my knees. And he asked me, Sarah, I have been looking for you and everything. Why are you kneeling down? Have you killed someone? That was the first I will never forget. He asked me, have you killed someone? Because you ran away from home. Now you're coming in, you're opening the door, and you're just falling on your knees. I said, Daddy, I have disappointed you. I've disappointed myself and everything. I've gotten grades. I could have gone very far in life, but here I am pregnant.
Hmm.
He was quiet. He looked at me. I'm still on the floor. I'm waiting for him to either chew me, pack my bags, chase me, do whatever. And he stood up, and I will never ever forget. And I speak to men today, and I always say, be the dad that my dad was at that moment. If anything, if he ever failed, but for that moment, he stood up and he told me, thank God you have not killed anyone, and you are not going to kill the human in you. It's going to be tough choices. But my daughter, let me tell you one thing. Nothing beats life. I know you don't have a mother in the home, but I am going to take this journey with you. And if you are going to do your part, we are going to get back on track. Are you hearing that word? If you are going to do your part, we are going to get back on track.
On track.
Now, it is important to say that I come from first generation educated. I'm first generation educated. My parents and my grandparents and their whole lineage were illiterate. So I'm the child of 2 illiterate parents. They didn't need to value education. They didn't need to value anything or whatever. But I thank God that I had a father who was like a mentor and who had understanding of human beings. And so at that point, as he was guiding me through this choice, at that point, girls were being guided towards, call the boy, call the family, let them marry you. That was just the next thing. Call the boy, call the family. If he agrees, they marry you. If they don't, we try and find you somebody else to marry you. So you become immediately a second-rate citizen. Immediately. Now, as my father was accepting me in the home and giving me support and telling me he will walk me through this journey, outside, I was not prepared for what would happen. As I stepped out, Floris, all my friends, including the ones we were pregnant with, and anybody else that found out that I was pregnant, the parents, the society, the neighbors started telling everybody, that is the bad girl. That one from that house, number 34. And don't talk to her, don't work with her. She's pregnant, oh. Can you imagine? It was like I'd become somebody with leprosy. And so I started walking in the estate looking down. You see, the more you look down, pregnancy will always come out. It doesn't grow inwards.
No.
Coming out. Cut the long story short, I had my son. I was a teenage mom. I went to secretarial college instead of going to university, obviously. I always carried the disappointed in my heart, but I also carried the joy of having my son. And I can never, today I can't exchange him for anything. He's 28. He's my boy. Floris, you know him. I'm so excited.
He's a designer.
Yes,
That's
it's a
so
design. I'm wearing his clothes, If you jump on my
wow.
Facebook, you see that I'm enjoying everything. So, but then it wasn't easy. And so I did not, I said I'm going to obviously go back to university at some point and everything. Now going into maybe 5 years, yeah, after having him, I'm ready to go to university. I'm pregnant again. So you know what my kids say now that I have three young adults, they go like we were oops babies. This mom of ours, she was just having babies when she was not planning. So oops babies, that's what I had. And so for me, when I look back and how difficult it was, going to school. So I grew up with the children, going to school with them, making those choices of going to school and everything. And in the back of my hand, always people telling me I will not make it, I should sit at home and, um, watch TV, bring up the children, do whatever. But again, as Florence, you said, you've always known me. My heart was always like, I have seed. I think I was pregnant with children, but I was also pregnant with many other things. I was pregnant with life. I was pregnant with my ministry. My ability to transform lives and my ability to go and talk to other single people and also see how I can help them in life. But also just trying to be the best version of myself for my children. Today,
Hmm.
my daughter celebrated 22 years this year, and I told her, hey, thank God you're not pregnant. At your age, I was looking at the second pregnancy. So that's again the other part of the journey, because you've been through it yourself. But it wasn't easy. But that is how I became a single parent.
Wow. Wow.
Yes.
So let's just pause there. Thank you. I can see the comments flooding in. Thank you
Mhm.
so much, all of you who have joined us. Wow. Thank you. Thank you so much. I can see all the comments. Thank you, Mr. Carol, Lady Florence, Man of God, Pastor Patrick. Bless you, sir. Wow. I think based on what we've had so far,
Mm.
this is to encourage any of you women out there. This is not a made up story. This is life in real. A lot of us find ourselves in that situation. And a lot of us are panicking at the moment. So, oh, what I went through. It's normal to feel that what you've gone through, you don't want your children to go through it. And also, maybe some of us are still going through a situation like this. You're thinking, I made one mistake, I've made another one. This is the end of life. This is not the end of life. Listen to what she said. She believed that she had a seed. We all have seeds. Maybe we have 10, 15, 20. You can plant one or two. Sometimes it looks like they are dead. Looks like they are not growing up. You water and you water them, nothing is happening on that side of life. But you have the remaining seed that you can still sow and you can be fruitful and things can happen. You are hearing it from the horse's mouth. I hope we are restoring somebody's life back tonight. Right. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sarah. I'm just thinking. Now, it's funny, the scripture says, when the Lord turns over the captivity of Zion, the Bible says we will be like those that dreamt. We are laughing about this now that we are talking. When I've gone through some of the pain that I've gone through, I can't even imagine myself reliving the pain. It's like I don't even know how to explain it properly. I can't even imagine how I went through the pain, and now you're laughing, we're laughing with this, with past events, and it's amazing. Look at you, a mother of 22, 20 something, and you also have Abigail, you know. In terms of I know why she were doing that, like we said, we met here in UK, and how did you ever feel that you were going to? I know you were already working. By the way, she didn't include that. She has so many skills. And again, this is for us women out there. You can have your profession, but you can also, one thing I liked about Sarah, This woman had multiple streams of income, regardless of her situation.
Mm-hmm.
She was pushing for her profession. She was studying. I'm like, this her small head. She's just studying and studying and studying. It just means that there is something that you can do. Do not give up. There is something that you can do. She was so busy. I was admiring her strength as to how she done it, to be honest, because she would bake for events. She would bake for events. She would do this. She would be doing talks. She would do conference. That's why she says she's been doing her ministry a long time ago, because she's always grabbing women here and there. If women have issues in their relationships, I will see Sarah talking to somebody on the phone, and all of those things. So, you know, that's why she said, facing uphill challenges with grace. You are able to face your challenges with grace, with strength. We have all been endowed with such an ability to be able to push through, So, I was just going to say, I know that whilst we are pushing for your career, you were still there raising up those children on your own. Did you ever think that at some point a man, because this is one of the things I want us to deal with, because it's a mindset that a lot of women struggle with. Men don't necessarily struggle with it, because a man can just go out there and pick a woman, but for some of us women, we've written ourselves off, because again, we've been stigmatized by society that, oh, you already have 2, 3 children. Which man is going to want you? That's your baggage. How did you deal with that? Because now I know that you are happily and beautifully married. Please, I've tagged you here. Remember to share your link, the YouTube link that your handsome husband done the musical video for you, and you've done all of that. But before you got there, how did you deal with the mindset that, what brought the change that you will get married, that somebody will encounter you? How did you feel before then?
Oh my gosh.
We have to deal with this thing.
I know, because me and you spent so much time together. I babysat your kids, you babysat mine, and everything. And at that point, honestly, I wasn't even thinking about any man. I remember being told once, and this is a coach that sat me down. And this was, when I was running after all my businesses, I was doing cake. You remember, cake was my main business. I was also doing weddings and decorations and everything, and I was studying, and I had these kids, so I'm in and out just running after all that. And so I wasn't thinking on how I position myself for a man. Rather, I was thinking, how do I position myself for the children? This was the two mindsets. How do I position myself such that when Welja reaches 10 years, she's not ashamed of mommy? This was my driving adrenaline. I was like, I must do better. I must be better. I must break any cycle from my generations and generations thinking it is just a man that will drive me out of poverty, that will drive me out of, because that is what had gotten me in trouble. Seeing a big guy and I don't know who and what, and wanting to go here and there, that's how I was landing in trouble. So I was like, only a fool does the same thing over and over, hoping for different results. So for those of us who are putting something in our daughters' heads, that if you're pretty, I grew up thinking, I am pretty, I am this, I will just be a magnet for men and everything. It is that same father I told you, the illiterate man, that told me, Sarah, us men, we are interested in you for the first 2 days, how pretty you are. For the next 2 weeks, we are looking at your character. For the next 2 years, we are looking at a sustainable person. If today I can't buy bread as a man, will the house fall apart? If today I cannot pay school fees for one child, are you going to divorce me? So I started realizing I need to bring value to the table. For myself and for the children. And the second thing, this coach and mentor, that's why I coach and mentor today, told me is, let me tell you, Sarah, have enough children, whether inside marriage or outside marriage, have enough children that you can look after with or without a man. Because things happen. Men are human beings. Are they God? They are humans, just like us. So One of the things that you have to understand is accountability and responsibility. So I started taking control of my life because Flourish today, thank God, as a coach, and in retrospect, when I look back, I used to be looking for somebody who will come and make me happy. Only God can do that. Only God can make you happy. You know, you're telling me I'm happily married, I'm happy. It is because the man found me happy. And I found him happy. He found me whole. And I found him whole. And that is when we enjoy. But if you think you're coming to save somebody, and somebody thinks they're coming to save you, you have placed such an inhuman burden on them, such that when it will never happen, you start getting annoyed. And you will look for another person to make you happy. And so it becomes a merry-go-round of you looking for people who will make you happy, not realizing happiness belongs to the inside of you and who you are. That's what you bring to the table. And let me tell you, there's nothing as attractive as a happy, wholesome, fulfilled woman.
Hey. Wow, please just pause there for me. This is a coaching session that we are going through right now, viewers. Yes. We are going through, by the way, Miss Richson is a coach, as you've seen in the description. Feel free to contact her on Facebook. She's active on Facebook, and I'm sure she has all her details as well on how you can contact her. She is in Kenya. Yeah, she travels right around the world, but I'm sure if you need a coach, she knows how to fight for you. If you're a woman that is struggling in your workplace, you feel that you're being bullied, you know, she will help you to fight for your right because she studied employment law. Also, she's able to guide you to apply for that your dream job, how you can prepare yourself. You see, these are some of the things that we need to do whilst we are waiting. Some of us, we've caged ourselves that, oh, if the man does not come, you can't do anything. These days, brothers and sisters, if even the Lord wants us to be busy, he says, women, be busy. He's blessed us with multiple talents and abilities. Women, we are graced, so we should be working on ourselves so that when that man comes, the man knows that he came. The man knows that he came. So as we're hearing, you know, why she was waiting, she said her heart was not even there. She was working on herself. She was working on herself. Sometimes if we are not working on ourselves, you know, we are going to be stressed. We are going to be feeling very, very low. We are going to be comparing ourselves with other people because we've removed the focus of ourselves. So it's very, very important we work on ourselves. Those children that we are raising up, they need to look up to us. Oh, you know, Sarah just said it, that, you know, we need to be role models for our children. My daughter calls me to accountability. Oh, my days. You know, so ladies, I hope, and also for the men out there, single fathers or fathers in general, you're left, you're looking after your children. When the woman comes, why is she coming to meet at the table? It takes two to tango. Carry on.
So as I just said, I put up a plan. I had a 5-year plan and then another 5-year plan. And one of the key things I said is, you know what, I need to make sure I go back to university. I step back in there and do the things that I wanted to do. I might be late, but it's better late than never. And the thing that propelled me and touched my heart, Floris, I was, waitressing and doing all these odd jobs that Africans do in London to make ends meet and everything. And I met this guy who was 70 years old. He had been a cleaner and everything. And so they were saying goodbye to him. And he said he's leaving work to go and start university. Floris, did I tell you how old he was? 70. I think I've told you that story so many times. I'm like, this is the man who made me go back to university. So I'm busy there. I'm looking at 30, and I'm thinking, me, I'm done. I have had children. I've done what? I missed my times in university and everything. Let me just, do my small jobs here, make little money and everything. Huh? I'm seeing a 7, and I asked him, how long will it take for you to graduate? He said, in the UK, it's 3 years. So I'll be 73 by the time I finally meet my dream. And I'm doing this for my son. I was cleaning all these years to take my kids to school. But now is my time. They've all gone, they've all succeeded and everything. Let me go and succeed. So I looked at this man. He had a plan, and he told me by the time he's 80, he'll have one of the biggest law firms back in his country in Africa. I just looked at him and I said, this man, when he enrolled, I met him again. And he's diligently catching 2-3 trains to school and everything. I said, I am going to school. Floris, I calculated my age and I said, by this age, I'll have done the first degree. By the next 2 years, I'll have done my master's. By my next time, I said, I'm doing it. What is it? If a man this age can inspire me and be inspired to go back to school, who am I? And that's how I started going. And I'm telling you, it was not easy those days. I was telling somebody the other day, they were telling me, oh, teacher, and this and that. Where did you learn? I said, which learning? I was running around my handbag. I used to buy big bags from Primark that can fit books plus nappies. So they have nappies, books, wipes, what? When the teacher says, bring out your file, I'm pulling out my file. You can imagine the things that are falling out of the
Coming out from the bag.
But I was a serious student. When in the evening people are running to the club, they're all 20-something-year-olds, and I am running home to go and cook dinner. Floris, I was telling my husband today, me and you, we had that chat. Remember how you taught me how to cook jollof rice? I would cook it for the whole week. I learned how to make 1 week meals. I had to have a life support system, and I thank God that you, my sister, was one of those people who was in my life support. And I had to remove the noise. This is one thing I want ladies to take away today, or even parents, single parents, men, women. Remove the noise. There's useless noise and there's useful noise. When you're running after something, you need to check the noise. You belong to so many WhatsApp groups. Some of them are just noise. They're taking your bundles, they're taking your time, they're taking your what. I removed myself from unnecessary noise. And I focused on useful. Anything that I hear has to be adding value to me, or I have to be adding value to it. Otherwise, Floris knows I used to lock myself in and I'll just disappear for 2 months, 3 months. I'm reading, I'm dealing with my kids, I'm learning something new, I'm listening. In the morning when I wake up, I'm brushing my teeth and I'm listening to a YouTube inspiration. Something has to be feeding me every single day. And I reflect. If I'm taking the kids for a dance class, I'm reading in the car. I was taught that when somebody says they don't have time, it's just that they don't prioritize that thing. Because if I'm saying I don't have time every day, tomorrow if I tell you, come and take a check for $1 million, you'll make time.
Yeah.
So don't tell me you don't have time to reflect. You don't have time to grow yourself. You don't have time to learn a course or whatever. Harvard University is giving so many free courses right now. My daughter just, on top of her degree, has just completed employment law 1 and a neuroscience. Those 2 are nothing related to her business degree. But I told her, sit and use your extra time to take something. They're giving it for free for a year or something. So if you're looking for resources, let us stop making SMEs, small and medium excuses. Oh, it's because I have children. Oh, it's because you saw I did a post the other day. I said this, we are so excuse paralysis. We are driven, our lives are driven with excuses. It's because I have children that I'm fat. It's because I have children that I can't go to the gym. It's because I have children that I stopped school. It's because even those children will resent you for those words in future. So I had to go back to school and had to graduate. I had to discipline myself. I met with my daughter in school when I went for my doctorate. So when I was registering for my doctorate, she's the one who was walking me around the university because she's in the same university doing her first degree. And I was like, I better finish quickly before you meet me in class. You understand? And we started inspiring each other. But I am the mother that she's proud of. When her class students are finishing and they are looking for jobs or internships, she's like, my mom will sort you out. My mom will guide you. My mom will do whatever. She's done it. She knows it. That was my dream then. That this child should not look at me and feel like these things that I did were just mistakes. My test had to become my testimony.
Hallelujah. Hmm.
And I think, Floris, by going through some of those hardships, those dark tunnels, it made me a better leader. I'm more empathetic. I've bet more
Hmm.
emotional intelligence. I'll not walk into a
Hmm.
restaurant and look down on a waitress. I was one myself. I will
Hmm.
not walk into a place and come. I was an adult intern, starting from the filing paper and having paper cuts in the evening when I come to see my children. I started
Hmm.
from the grassroots all the way to becoming a global director, my friend.
Hmm.
And
Wow.
I went with humility. That's all I asked God. Just let me rise with humility. Let me rise. Let me not forget taking the bus, pushing pushchair, and all those things. Just give me.
Woo, let me just
Yes.
pause you there. Thank you so much. Wow. Viewers, I hope we are being delivered. I hope we have been encouraged. Wow. You know what? Even the book that I have written, I remember Sarah was on my case
Yes.
long time ago. She was on my case. Flourish, you need to write a book. Flourish, you can put your story, you can put your testimony. So she's one of those people that pushed me. I never saw myself like me author. What am I going to be writing? So she was one of those people in the background that helped me. Women and men, we are unstoppable. There is nothing. It may look like things are a bit late for you. Everybody's race is different. Well, let's just run our race. We run our race spiritually, emotionally, socially, financially, professionally, whatever. We're living in such a time where, there is so much out there. We just need to look out, read about things, find out stuff. So many free things, free courses, things that, we can do and just keep it in the box because you don't know when you are going to need it. I just wanted to read some of the comments. Florence said, Sarah has just hit the nail on the head. If something is not adding value to your life, eliminate that thing. Kaleti says, thank you. Lady Irene said, remove yourself from useless noise to useful noise. Oh, yes. Yes, yes. Florence said, knowing our values and self worth is so important for our progression and personal development. Taking ownership of our lives is the best way to live. Thank you, everyone. Mr. Carol, thank you so much for your contribution. Nicky Michael, just for that book for me, multimedia. Thank you for the book. Like I said, Sarah was one of those people that pushed me to write this book. So I'm currently working on my second book. But it's this book, my testimony. This is just one part of my testimony that's in this book. Like she said, just hear her the amount of mess that she had gone through. Sometimes we have to go through the mess.
Mhm.
So my own situation here, this is just one of my situations that I've put here in this book, and all the details are on there if you would like to get a copy of the book. Once again, just to remind you that Sarah is a coach, she is a speaker. You can reach her if you want to book her for your sessions. Please don't come to me. Look for her. She's on Facebook, Sarah Richson, Multimedia. If you can put that slide on again. She's a very busy woman, so I'm so grateful. You see, we are not supposed to take friendship for granted. We should not be abusing our relationship. So I really value my relationship with people. So it is a privilege. I didn't bring her here to say, oh, because we are friends. No, I know how she impacted my life, and vice versa. And she's such an inspiration, as you can all see. This is not even a chat. It feels like it's a coaching session. But I'm so grateful for this. Moving on, it's like you're still climbing. Now you said you're doing your doctorate. Some people will
Mhm.
say, oh, I don't need to get to doctorate. Nobody's saying push for doctorate. And the point I think we are making is that do what you can. Isaiah 54 says what? Oh, barren woman. He said, what? Spread forth your tent. He said, enlarge your coast. You know, so let's allow ourselves, even in that situation that does not make any sense, as if we're going anywhere, as if there's any progress. Trust me, it's in that situation that God gives us wisdom, that God makes a way where there seems to be no way. I've seen even in this COVID season how some people have grown. Some people have had businesses. Some people have launched out like never before in this COVID season. The reason why we confess in our church that, it is our season to prosper. So, we've had it from the horse's mouth. We've had it from the lady herself. And, I know a lot of us on here, we are just reliving some of the messes that we have gone through, some of the challenges in life that we have gone through. I have business people on here. Sister Ola, I can see you. I have Mr. Carol. Some women, man, it's like, I've not even started life yet, but you all are there to inspire us, So moving on, Miss Richson, you're still climbing. Yes. Climbing hills on hills.
Absolutely.
What is next? What is next for you? I think what we've had tonight is so loaded, and everybody needs to go back to this chat. Some key things: avoid noise, avoid useless noise. Let's make use of the useful noise. Never say never. Let's learn to be role models for our children. Let's protect them from some of the mistakes that we have made, and also, all is not lost. Yes. I hand over to you.
Thank you very much. So if you look at my life today, I remember when I was climbing up my career ladder, I could not, because I was an adult student, and then I went into even my first internship, my first job, I was already an adult. What I needed was not to take career steps. And this is the message I have for so many people out there. You don't need to wait to take the proverbial steps that you hear people saying. You take step 1, step 2, step 3. In my life, when I wanted to take step 1, I was pregnant. When I was thinking I'm taking step 2, I was pregnant again. So I had to ask God for something and to believe God for something great. Let us stop this cliche thing of praying for something small, but pray for that which He has been preparing you for. Somebody told me the bigger your test, the bigger your testimony. And so I told God to keep that promise, that my test has been bigger. I met somebody, I went to a GP Flores one day when I knew me, I need medication. I don't know if I told you that thing once. I was so depressed. And he told me I'm not depressed. He said the things you just described and the things you went through, and you're still standing. Oh, you don't even need to be on medication. Just strengthen yourself and find your path. So I said, God, my test is so big. My reward has to be as big. My testimony has to be as big. And this testimony is not enough to just give here in London. I have to give it to the world. I remember writing to 5 universities applying. And in my statements, all of them called me and said, it is your personal statement of intent that stood out. I was telling everybody I want to be a continent improver. If you graduate me from your university, I am going to do something in Africa that has never been. I'm going to shake it like an elephant walking in the forest.
Wow.
That's exactly what I believed it. For me, the sky was the lower limit. People say the sky is the limit. For me, it was the lower limit. And so I kept praying for this and saying my faith is bigger than you can imagine and I want something big. So what then happened when I went in to start working? I wasn't taking career steps. I was taking quantum leaps. That means if people are taking 1 step, I'm taking 7 at a time. And guess what? I had the strength and the accuracy and precision to take quantum leaps. My daughter says, Mom, I remember you could transnight 2 nights. Working and learning at the same time. Learning and working. Failing and redoing, and I could write a proposal and rewrite. If I'm pushed back, I will rewrite. My first boss said, I've never seen somebody like you. I will be throwing out and asking questions until midnight. There's one thing that I felt life had denied me, which was time. Yeah, I didn't have time. And I didn't want to start growing wrinkles and then I start doing no. So when I went into work, I didn't realize I'm an overripe fruit. I went in with so much more than what people even needed. You ask me one question and I give you a mountain. You give me and ask for a little result and I take on a territory. I remember telling one CEO, this job you have given me is not enough. I will do for the same salary, but I will do more for the company. And I would give and give and give and give. And you wait until he started giving back. I was just rising. In a year or two, you see me taking on. And it's not work that somebody has given you doing a favor or whatever. No. Straight from university, they were looking for consultants. This had never happened in the UK. In the UK, you have to be 20 years and be a certain color, a certain race, a certain what to be a consultant. I was handpicked for a project that needed black, BME, black and ethnic minority. I ran. Why? Because I had technology skills and I was black and I was a woman. I said, diversity. I understand diversity from every angle. I am the bottom of the pyramid for this UK. I am single. I am black, not black.
All the negative ticks.
I am black African. Yes. I said, diversity is me. I don't even need to write the paper. I am a walking. You understand? And so by the time I was starting to work, and today I am the lead consultant in East Africa for IFC World Bank on diversity and inclusion. But why? It came from my testimony. That one you can't learn in any book. I didn't need any university degree. When I sit and I talk about sexual harassment, when I write policies about black and ethnic minority people, I know what they are facing, what they need, what their issues are, and what. And now I found people want to pay me a lot of money for that.
Why not? Wow.
See how things just land in your plate. Now, let me tell you the recipe for success. It is when opportunity meets preparation. Now, many people fall apart because either they are too prepared but never grab opportunities, or they grab opportunities before they are prepared. And that one is even worse. So please start working now for a time such as then, when it will come. Be prepared, but keep your eye. And know when a God-given opportunity, I repeat, God-given opportunity, because a God-given opportunity is that opportunity that comes in bulk. It comes through the door. It doesn't use a little window. When they say doors open, not windows open, and you grab it, and you are sure, even if you are 70%, he will fill the 30% and you will succeed. And that is exactly how I went into life. I said I will be a force to reckon with. And until today, anything I do is around excellence. I live on those 4 values you had, SCCC. I move at speed. I've already told you, I am allergic to slowness. I am allergic to stagnancy. I am allergic to I can't. I move believing that this is my time. Speed. Then caring. You must care. What trajected and catapulted my career flourish over and beyond all the degrees and everything, there has to be some humanity in you. And humanity came because humans had been so unfair to me for so long. I know what it is to be a discarded stone. And so I always look out for the vulnerable groups where I am. And it has worked out for me. I have my own special audience that always insists, bring Sarah, she will transform. Bring Sarah, she will nail it. Bring Sarah, she gets it. Because I tell people, everything I teach, you can Google for yourself. What I do is an inspiration, is an energy that can only come if you've been through that yourself.
Wow.
So pain is very good when you use it as a driver. To drive you, not bitterness. Bitterness is like swallowing poison and hoping your enemy will die. They will not. It's you who will die. So don't sit around with any bitterness. Bitterness for the fathers of your children, bitterness for the mothers of your children, bitterness for life, blaming everybody. Start working on yourself. Start feeling good. Start doing good. Good pays.
Wow. Indeed, good pays. Wow. Have mercy upon me, Lord, wherever I've blamed people, wherever I have just blamed myself, and it's a constant. I think this, even for couples, husbands, wives, I think some of the things we've spoken about here tonight is for all of us, to pick ourselves up from wherever we felt that, we have been dragged. It is not lost. Wow. Thank you so much, Multimedia. If we can put that slide that has the details, I did see the website. It would be nice if we can put that on. Again, like I said, I think I am going to invite I'm going to invite Lady Sarah again at some point, because we've not even been able to touch on. Our time has been fast spent, and I know you traveled. You've just returned back during the night, so I really would not want to keep you for too long. But you can reach Sarah. You can reach her website, www.richmelinternational.com. She's also on LinkedIn, Sarah Richson. She is on LinkedIn, and like I said, she is on Facebook. You can contact her, send her a message on Messenger. Whatever you're struggling with. You can contact her. Obviously, it's not free. I'm sure she has her packages for you if you want to book her for your events, coaching events, women's talk events. As you can see, she has touched on almost everything that affects women and also men, because she is a battalion. She is a force to reckon with. So you are more than welcome to consult Sarah. This is the whole point. That's why we are out here to point out, things so that all of us can learn from it. Thank you so much, Sarah. I really do appreciate your time. I think I'm going to find another time again to bring you on. Just one more. You have a few seconds just to say something. One last word to the viewers.
I just want to hear one or two things the viewers have taken away. As a teacher and a coach, I like to know that I've had any impact on our listeners today.
Yes.
So please share with me what you're taking away. Please share with me what.
So somebody said, "I love your mentality. Wow, you are so inspiring." It would be nice if we have the comments in. Thank you so much. Somebody said, "Congratulations, wishing you all the best of success with all your future aspirations." Say, thank you for inspiring us. People have been responding to say, cut the noise. I think the thing with the noise really reckoned with a lot. And somebody did say that you hit the nail on the head. I think the thing with the noise, that is so important. And obviously knowing our value and self-worth and the importance in doing so. There have been a lot of other comments on the here that I needed to read on. Yes, Mr. Carl was saying making a mistake at the end is not the end of life.
Yes.
That everything that you went through worked together for your good. And also when we talked about the dictation from society and culture, she did touch on that as well. So yeah, I believe as please as the show is continue to be viewed out, I'm sure we'll continue to take time. I think we all need to go back and go over this show and listen to it again. Please do feel free to. I myself have been inspired, Sarah. You know that I follow you. You're in Kenya. You're all over the world, but I am following you. So, thank you so much. I am. It's amazing. Maybe if somebody had told me, I wouldn't believe it. But at least I am. I am part of the testimony. So I know exactly that. This is real life story that we are talking about. So. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Thank you, viewers. Please remember, if you need a copy of the book, it is on Amazon. And also, you can send me a message to get your hard copy if you need a hard copy. But please remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel and also follow us on Facebook. But I really appreciate everybody on here today. Thank you so much, Sarah. And I want to say thank you to your husband. You know, such a supportive husband that you have.
Yes.
If you have a supportive partner as well, as much as we are independent, but when you have supportive partners, it really helps. It's easy, after you've had a busy time, you come back, you have somebody that just pats you at the back. So I really want to appreciate your husband. I say well done to him for having your back, for being there for you and just lifting you up. He's your number two cheerer. You have God that is keeping you going, and your husband is there also with the children. So thank you so much for your time with us, and I'm going to release you so that you can rest. I know
Yes.
tomorrow is Monday. So thank you so much. Well, thank you, viewers. God bless you. I pray for a blessed week. Parents, mothers, whatever has kept us, I pray for a breakthrough. I pray for a release, that the Lord will release us. We will have a willingness to release ourselves, in Jesus' name. God bless you. Thank you so much. And thank you to my multimedia for your help tonight. Thank you. God bless you all. Have a blessed week.